A top 5 showdown between state number 4 Sandusky and 5th ranked Lutheran West goes down here inside of the Stroh Center at Bowling Green State University, where Northwest District Player of the Year Daylen Green and the Red Hot Blue Streaks, winners of 20 straight, battle CVC MVP Jayson Levis and the athletic Longhorns. It's live and free boys tournament hoops on a Thursday night, coming at you anywhere the internet can be found. And guess what? It's coming at you next.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Civista Bank pregame for the Division II Regional Semifinals here at Bowling Green State University. Alongside former BG Falcon Effie James, I am Brian Skowronski, and tonight's first semifinal, I think it really easily could be a state Final Four matchup, Effie. These two teams are just that good, two of the very best that D2 has to offer.
Yeah, they are both, and it's interesting because they are both very athletic, super athletic, great skill on both sides, and really good coaching. So it's going to be a fun matchup, man. I can't wait.
What I love about both of these teams, too, getting to this point, they've been so dominant, Effie, when you're looking at their tournament trail and you're winning by 20 points like Lutheran West has just about every single game in Sandusky. They played maybe some better competition, but still winning by decent-sized margins. That lets you know that they were ready to get on this big stage, and here they are going toe-to-toe now with someone who's probably their equal athletically.
Well, and when it comes regional time, it really doesn't matter. And people say, well, is there an advantage? Who's got the advantage here or there? All the teams are good at this level. All the teams that are left can play. So it's really cool to see these two teams that are absolutely dominant, have dominated their schedule for the most part, match up together. And I think, like we talked about, the matchup is going to be so fun because they play such similar styles. But the talent level is off the charts. Athleticism is going to be off the charts. It's going to be a fast and furious game. So it's going to be so fun to watch.
I will be stunned if the winner of this game is not in the 80s tonight, Effie. That's about Sandusky's average. Lutheran West, we know, likes to get up and down the floor as well, winning their tournament games right now by an average of 20-plus points per game. Let's tell you a little bit more about the Longhorns, who are actually making their first regional appearance tonight since 2007. They've been on the verge. They've been close, but have not been able to get over the hump until this season. And we've already talked about what they've been able to do, the damage, outscoring their opponents by an average margin of 21 per game. Effie, their tournament trail, no one has been close. The Akron East team was able to keep it within 17, but that's as good as it's been.
Well, they are, like you said, they're a dominant team. And the thing about this team that's very interesting is they don't let up. They put when they put teams out, they keep pouring it on. They've got great depth. So when Coach Jordan Duke, when he subs, it's like they don't have a drop-off. Those kids come in, they play hard, and that's how you get 20, 30, and I think they've got a couple games where they beat teams by 40 on their schedule because they don't let up. And that's going to be an interesting dynamic because Sandusky has played some tight games, whereas Lutheran West has been involved in quite a few blowout games where they put teams to bed early and keep knocking down the door. So they are a team that has great skill and talent. And, as we start talking about the kids individually, you'll see how well they play together. Watching them on film this week, it's amazing how well this team really gels. And it feels like they've been playing together forever. But they play a lot of young guys. So very impressive. But they're in the region. Who is it at this point in the tournament?
Give a lot of credit to their head coach, Jordan Duke, now in his 8th season as a head coach, second here at Lutheran West. They were 1-1 in the postseason last year, an earlier exit than they would have liked in the district semifinals. Now 3-0 in the postseason and the district champions, moving on here to Bowling Green State. So individually, you got to talk about Jayson Levis for this team. You look at his numbers so far in the tournament, Effie, and he has been nothing short of dynamite. 25 points, over 3 rebounds, a couple assists, and a couple of steals per game. And at the free throw line, too, he's a knockdown type of shooter.
Well, and the thing about him, watching his game, Levis is the type of player, he is what I call the Steph Curry effect, which means it doesn't matter whether he has the ball or not, he affects how you play defense against him. He shoots just around 45% from the three-point land. Like we said, he averages 19 points a game. He is a pure shooter, but he also is a kid who can shoot off the dribble and can make plays for his teammates. So a lot of times you see guys that can just stand and shoot. Jayson Levis is a kid who can make plays off the dribble, shoot off the dribble, and he's an outstanding athlete. So, he's one that's going to be a difference maker tonight and one that Sandusky is going to have to really know where he is at all times because his shooting can change the game.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And there are certain kids and athletes that in this sport of basketball, you can just tell if they're a hooper.
Right.
This kid, the first time I seen him touch the basketball, I was like, okay, that's Levis. It makes sense.
Yeah.
You can just tell that he's very comfortable dribbling, passing, shooting, all the above.
Yeah, he can hoop.
Matt Meyer, we're going to talk about him tonight in our pregame as well, as he's one of our Civista Bank spotlights. And this kid, too, almost a walking double-double, 12 points, 9 rebounds per game so far in the postseason. He's got good height. And another kid that he kind of lives in the paint, and he gets to the free throw line pretty often.
Yeah, and he's one of those kids, athletic, sophomore, Matt Meyer, and super athletic, just has the nose for the basketball. And the one thing that stands out about him when I watch him play is he's got great hands. He's able to catch the ball in traffic, and he's the type of kid, he's got one dribble no matter where he is on the court, and he can finish at the rim. So he's long, athletic, and he, again, just another skilled individual on this team who Sandusky is going to have to deal with his great size at 6'5". He's going to be the type of kid that getting up and down the floor, they're going to have to find him. And even when they're in their half-court sets, you're going to have to keep him off the offensive glass because he's so active.
Well, that's your insider info on Lutheran West. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back. We'll break down Sandusky and how they've been able to get here. That's right after this.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
back now with more of your Civista Bank pregame show here at Bowling Green State University, as we're just a few minutes from tip-off between two of the top 5 teams in the state in Division II, Lutheran West and the Sandusky Blue Streaks. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James is with me here tonight, and we got really familiar with this Sandusky team last week at the district, and man, that was just so much fun watching their game against Mansfield Senior, and then how they were able to turn over Lexington, the number 3 seed, 33 times in the championship game to move on and get here to Bowling Green. And Effie, I think this team is about as close as you can get to a raging swarm of bees on a basketball floor defensively. I mean, they're just on top of you no matter where you're at, and you think that you're able to evade them, and you just can't swat them down. They just get after you.
Yeah, they do. They play with a lot of fire, a lot of intensity, and, you know, they're a team that there's certain things, and we talked about it in the Lex game, how there's going to be openings for shots, and you're going to have people open, but the problem is you won't be able to see them
Fair.
because the pressure will be so heavy on the basketball. So, you know, they're a team that is, you know, they are quick, athletic, of course, but they're also very basketball savvy. And that's the great thing about this team. You know, a lot of times you have to, as a coach, you have to coach every dribble, every pass. These kids just play basketball. And Coach Moore has done an excellent job of showing them how to play, just playing basketball, but also playing the game to win and teaching them how to win in certain situations. So, you know, they're an outstanding ball club.
Let's take a look at their team spotlight tonight, and definitely a team, as Effie was just outlining, they fly around, they create havoc defensively, they can also score the basketball in bunches. As you look at that season average, Effie, 78 points per game in the starting lineup, 70 of those points. So those first 5, I mean, it's about as good as it gets for Division II.
Yeah, those kids, like we talked about, all 5 of their starters are completely live. All 5 can shoot the jump shot from the perimeter. All 5 can drive it, and are great finishers. They all finish well around the basket. So it is a team that can put points on the board, can turn you over and get points in transition, and they can play. We've seen them play in many different styles, but they love to get up and down the floor.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And kind of the straw that's mixing the drink, DeMar Moore, 15.5 points per game, 185 assists this season. That's a good season for points for a lot of folks. So he's putting up over 7.7 per contest, Effie. So, man, what a dynamic playmaker when you combine the scoring with all the assists and helpers that he's having.
Well, and that's what makes him so special, because not only does he score, but he facilitates scoring amongst his teammates. That's why all 5 starters are at or near double figures in scoring, double-digit scoring.
And one of those starters along with him, Daylen Green. How about the District Player of the Year? Almost 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, and he had a monster game against Lexington in the district championship. 31 points, and they pretty much needed all of them. I love that you just call him a walking bucket, because he truly is.
Yeah, he's a bucket. If you leave him open, it's a point. You might as well put it in. And he shows that. He plays the game effortlessly, and a humble kid. He was our player of the game, and he gives all the credit to his team, but he is an outstanding player and athlete, and he plays tough on both sides of the floor, which, again, you have to if you're going to play for Sandusky.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. Let's honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Excellent crowd on hand here tonight at Bowling Green State University, the Stroh Center. I think my favorite venue for the regional, Effie, because it's not too big, but it definitely feels like big-time basketball.
Right, and teams, really enjoy playing in this atmosphere. It's sometimes the first opportunity that a lot of players get to play in an arena type of atmosphere where, the shots looks a little different because of the way the basket stands, and it's just a different feel for the players and also the fans get that arena feel for your local kids. So it's cool.
Let's take a look now at our keys to victory presented by Civista Bank. Let's begin with Sandusky. I will go first. It's all about that organized chaos, Effie. They press with a purpose every time they go out there. Daylen Green said it perfectly in our post-game interview after the Lexington victory, where he just said, hey, man, everything that we get comes off of our defense and the energy and the effort that we put forward to try to make sure that you cannot get the ball down the court. If they can do that tonight against the Longhorns, how they've been doing it all season long, they're going to love all the success they'll taste.
Absolutely. And, the interesting thing about that, he also talked about how they've been playing that way forever. That's Sandusky basketball, not only the team, but that's Sandusky community basketball. So they're used to playing that way. For me, it's about a little bit more practical. It's about getting rebounds. Tonight they're going to be, once again, not their first time, but they're going to be outsized tonight at every position. That's not a position they have been, they haven't been familiar with. They were, I think, against Lex same way. But tonight they're going to have size, athletic size to contend with, and they're going to have to rebound the basketball tonight if they wanted to be in this basketball game. That is going to be a huge difference against a team that's just as athletic, but a little bit longer and taller than you are. They're going to have to battle on the boards.
And on the flip side, for Lutheran West here tonight, I say you just got to stampede when possible, going off of what they like to say with their Longhorns. And what does that mean? You can't get caught in that Bermuda Triangle that is the Sandusky defense because you just can't figure it out. The rotation is too good. It's too swift. The active hands. If you haven't seen it yet, folks, if this is going to be your first time tonight watching on the live stream, get ready to be impressed by kids that I think organized chaos is easily the best way to put it. If you can get down the floor before they can set up their press and get in the traps, that's what you got to do to win.
Right. And the interesting thing is, both teams kind of play the same style, but in different ways. So, they're going to have to handle Sandusky pressure. And, again, I don't think it's like anything they've seen this year. Sandusky's going to bring a different look to it. And I'm saying the same thing. They have got to be able – a key for Lutheran West is to handle the pressure. And not only handle it, but they're the type of team that once they break pressure, they'll be able to attack and score. And that's going to be key for them. So they want to be able to break the pressure, but then score layups and get into a game where they can score off of turnovers, but also score off their half-court offense. So if they can handle this Sandusky pressure, if they can throw over the top of it, however they plan to do it, and score off of it, it could be a big night for the Longhorns.
Starters for the Longhorns were just announced. And now it is Sandusky's turn. They brought a great cheering section here tonight, and we had a great amount of fun being within their cheering section during the Division II districts, right side by side with them. It's a very passionate fan base, and they love this team to pieces, Effie. So expect some huge cheers tonight whenever you see the Blue Streaks go on one of their patented runs.
Yeah, and that's going to be key. I've always said that, the crowd, the community, the energy that comes from the crowd equals points on the court, and people may disagree, but I'm telling you, as a former player, as a coach, I have seen how the energy of the crowd can literally help the team play harder, stay down on defense a little bit more, fight for rebounds. So this energy that the Sandusky community has brought to Bowling Green is going to be key to their success tonight.
Here are the Blue Streaks, the starters being announced right now. Got those custom tees for the district chip that they just won, their first since 2017. So a couple of programs haven't played at regionals in a little while, obviously, for Sandusky. None of these kids on the roster, and over on Lutheran West side, I mean, most of these guys were in diapers the last time that the program was able to get to this point. So it's been a little while, and very exciting to see both of these programs back on the big stage. Number 4 in the state, first number 5 in the state. Yeah. Something's got to give here tonight, though.
It feels right, you know. It feels right. Both these teams are at the top of their game, and both seem ready to play. They're both playing their best basketball of the season, which is what you want at this point. So now it's just time to roll them out, jump it up, and see who's going to be able to execute and move on to the regional final.
Glad to see all of our viewing audience out there on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure that you drop us some comments throughout the night. Let us know where you're watching from, who you are cheering for, and we will feature you in the fan zone. And obviously don't get tricked by any of those spam posts out there. You're already watching live and free. No need to go anywhere else. And it's going to be Longhorn basketball to open things up. This is Derek Fairley with the rock. And we talked about how good Moore's been passing the basketball. How about Mr. Fairley? Over 11 assists per contest so far, but on the opening possession, taking it straight to the rack.
Well, and that's going to be a big difference for Sandusky. Lutheran West has a really solid and disciplined offensive set. When they do run offensive sets, they are precision. They screen well, they communicate well, and they pass the ball well, as you can see on that first possession.
Offensive rebound here for the Streaks. Moore with the kick out, and here's Green with the foul line jumper.
Yes, sir. Great, again, offensive rebounds, the way they hurt Lexington last week with their offensive rebound, but here's the transition opportunity. And that's the key for Lutheran West. They were able to break the pressure, attack it, and get a layup out of it. So that's going to be key to see if they can continue that throughout the evening.
So the Horns hit on their first 2 shot attempts of the night. But Sandusky able to match at the other end here with Chase Garr underneath.
Yeah. Well, these teams are used to playing fast. They are not used to this level of competition on the other side. So there's our first turnover. And Sandusky, as we talked about, they are not going to let up. No matter what the score is, no matter what kind of runs you go on, they're going to play the way they play. And as we see our first turnover due to Sandusky pressure.
Here comes Jason Henlin. Fine season for him. As we mentioned, all 5 Sandusky starters average in double figures. This gentleman over 13 per night. Kicks it out here for Green. Catch and shoot.
I'll tell you.
No question. And a little something to say there on the back end of Fairley.
No, you've got to find Daylen Green. Like, he's got to be top of your scouting report. You cannot leave him open. That's 2 wide open looks for Green, and that's a layup.
And the second giveaway, Sandusky out in transition, 3-on-2. But they're going to throw it away here. Last touch by Garr.
You know, this is the adjustment period. You know, Lutheran West, as solid as they are, I don't know if they've seen this type of speed and athleticism with their pressure all year. So they're going to have to adjust to this speed pretty quickly and try to maintain possession of the basketball. 2 early turnovers here early in the first.
Spinning underneath, left-hand shot comes up just a little bit short there for Meyer. So Sandusky limits him to a 1-and-done.
And Matthew Meyer is usually money from inside the paint. That time, great defense by DeMar Moore.
Meanwhile, Kobe Brown with an air ball and one, though, here at the other end for Levis.
Yeah, Jayson Levis got the ball. He leaned into the contact there, took the hit, finished high on the glass. And this is the key for Lutheran West. They've got to get out against this pressure and then attack. And Jayson Levis with the nice finish, going to the line for a 3-point play. Now what we're going to see is, you know, traditionally Lutheran West has played a lot of pressure defense themselves. They missed a free throw, and Sandusky is trying to get out in transition.
Here's Green handling the rock. Got Fairley on him. It's going to be some really exciting matchups all around the perimeter throughout the course of the night, as that's a tough shot, well defended, and the length affecting that one, of course.
Yeah.
Pull-up jumper, side iron, rebound fought for, and it's going to stay down here at this end.
Yeah, Jason Henlin has Matt Myers guarding. Myers is 6'6". Jason Henlin is listed at 6'1", but there's no way. That's a tremendous height advantage for Matt Meyer.
Trying to take advantage here off the bounce. fouled on his way to the cup. So it'll be on the floor. And the second foul against Sandusky.
You know, with both teams playing man-to-man, like you talked about, Brian, these matchups are going to be key. These one-on-one matchups, guys putting their head down, driving the lane, trying to beat their man one-on-one is going to be key. But this guy is an absolute freak. Junior Kembamba.
And that boy can bomb. One-handed throwdown. Green can't end the crowd noise at the other end with the pull-up three. So it's 8-7 now. Lutheran West in front. Double team comes. They'll swing it. Get a wide open shooter, and it's Junior again. Big time.
Well, Junior Kembamba is, you know, he is super athletic as we can see, but he's also shooting over 40% from the three-point line.
And look out at the other end. Levis leaks in. Fairley was asking for it off the glass, I think. So you can tell there's some freak athletes over on the Longhorn side of the equation here tonight.
Excellent ball players on both sides. And this is a test for Sandusky. They're going to play the way they play. They've seen runs before. They're going to continue to be aggressive on both sides of the ball.
Another really tough shot for Henlon. He's had two of those here. Fairley, a lot of contact. Whistle never came.
Wow.
But they're going to keep it alive. And back into the hands of Derek here. Looking to
that was physical.
Slow the tempo, yeah. Great look underneath. More contact this time. The whistle comes and Noble sticks it through. The lead extends out to 8 and a chance for one more.
Yeah, Clayton Noble with a great backdoor cut on the backside and caught his man looking at the ball. He cut hard to the basket and took the contact and scored. So, you know, this is a game where, you know, the bench is going to be key as we see Sandusky subbing in. Zarian Bonner coming in and Amir Aaron coming in. Both sophomores, both have played a lot for Sandusky. Again, they're used to this stage, but this game, playing at this level with this type of pressure against these type of athletes, is a little bit different.
Blue Streaks in a 9-point hole now. We've seen them battle back, though, from deficits at the districts.
Well, and the key, Brian, is the fact that they went down because it's transition baskets. Lutheran West has been able to rebound the Sandusky misses and get out in transition and get open looks.
Henlon, who's had a couple of tough shots, another one, but this time the friendly touch off the backboard.
Yeah, how about Jason Henlon, a sophomore, arguably the smallest guy on the court. He's the one who's been most aggressive getting to the basket. This time he gets it to drop with a chance to go to the free throw line.
Henlon, a 52.5% shooter from the free throw line. And the first attempt for the Streaks comes up short, right into the hands of Levis. The junior Fairley with Henlon on him. Comes here near side. Another good-looking backdoor. And fighting through contacts. They're letting them play in there, and what we're seeing these athletes, Effie, they're starting to make them. Deep kick out here. Comes into the hands of Henlon. And the step through, one too many steps that time for Kobe Brown.
Well, and, you know, like we talked about, that was a set play down here for Lutheran West, the backdoor play for the layup. They're taking advantage of Sandusky's aggression here defensively. And down at this end, they're just playing more physical. Sandusky's having trouble finishing around the rim because of the physical play that's being allowed to go on down inside on both sides.
Coach Duke, go ahead.
Lutheran West trying to spread the floor here and try to keep Sandusky out of positions where they can trap. And they're looking to go backdoor when you overplay. And they're skilled enough, though. They can put the ball on the floor and beat a guy to the basket.
Just like that. Tipped up. Third opportunity will lead to free throws here for Joshua Meyer.
Well, and I think that's a good game plan, to spread the floor against Sandusky, really take away the opportunities that they have to double the basketball. That time Jayson Levis put the ball down on the floor, was able to drive the lane, and even though he didn't finish, Josh Meyer, with a great offensive rebound and a second chance basket.
And they've been huge on the offensive glass the entire tournament so far, averaging 12 per night. And converting 50% of those into points.
Yeah, one difference that I've seen, what we've seen from Lutheran West in the past, they normally press full court on made baskets. They've decided they're going to play a half court defensively against Sandusky. And even though Sandusky's going to try to get up and down, they're going to play a half court. Looks like they're in a 1-3-1 here, quarter court zone. Just giving Sandusky a different look to see how they respond, because they have been struggling keeping the ball in front of them.
Green with a blow-by, tough runner on the baseline. Still up for grabs. And finally collected here. But Bonner had it ripped away. Green got it back, and he's going to get fouled. And it's not the NBA where sometimes they'll look at that and say it's a clear path foul. Really wise decision here to not allow the fast break points.
Right, and that's Sandusky basketball. Getting back, trapping the basketball. And to this point, Lutheran West has done a good job of attacking that press. That time Derek Faley had trouble and tried to dribble just a little bit too much, and Sandusky was able to get a turnover.
They picked up 2 fouls, though, in about the last 10 seconds. This one whistled on Dylan Barczyk. As the Blue Streaks are going to make a quick substitution. Get our first look at Donovan Klein. Tallest player listed on the roster for the Streaks at 6'5".
Yeah, it's going to be important for Sandusky's bench players to come in and give some energy, because they're going to have to play their style of basketball harder than they've probably played it this season.
Quick trigger, comes up short. Rebound there by Jayson. Now Henlon, man, he has been incredibly aggressive tonight. And there he is. Quick bucket off the bench, making an instant impact.
Yeah, Donovan Klein, that's huge bucket for him to come in, get an offensive rebound in his first possession, and kind of settle things down, allow Sandusky to get in their defensive pressure. Daylen Green, so quick. Unbelievable.
His acceleration, if this was a video game, he's got to be one of those 99ers, and you know about the shooting stroke, F.
And I mean, just seeing it this close from the floor, this kid is unbelievably quick. His hand speed was unbelievable. Got his hands on he was guarding one guy, guarded another guy, didn't got his hands on the basketball for the steal.
And now here he is with the rebound. Sandusky was getting doubled up on the boards, starting to get a little bit closer. You see Green losing the footing back the other way. Too strong for Fairley, moving a little bit too swift.
Wow.
And now Henlon to beat the horn, and Sandusky pulls within 5 as we are headed to quarter number 2 in a spot in the Elite 8 on the line. Deserves a second look, right? Cash.
Yes, sir.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
A 6-0 spurt by the Sandusky Blue Streaks to close out the first quarter, pulls them within 5 as they trail Lutheran West 20-15 as we open up second quarter action here at Bowling Green State University. Boys Division II regional semifinals tonight, so Sweet 16 action, and we are happy to be here. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James is with me. A lot of pace going on out there, Effie.
Absolutely.
And some stellar athletes, man. This has been one heck of a ball game already. There's Green, though, getting up a quick shot. And it comes off, one and done for the Horns. Levis with the rebound, and here's Daylen picking up a cheapy foul on the perimeter.
Yeah, and Coach Moore is looking at him like, he's so quick. In most games, he can get away with that reach around, but here, Jayson Levis, solid ball handler. You're not going to be able to get those tricks. You got to play solid in front of him and keep the ball in front of you. So cheap foul there for Daylen Green, and he's got to be careful. They can't afford to be without him.
From the short corner, double team comes, so they got to throw it back up top. Maybe it was tipped. Referee says nope.
No, that's a great job. They got the ball down in the short corner, and anytime he goes there against Sandusky, they're going to trap. And just a bad pass that time by Meyer. But that's what pressure will do. It forces you to put a little bit more on the basketball.
10 total turnovers tonight, each side with 5 giveaways. As Green squares up, calls for the on-ball screen from Moore. Now here's DeMar. Deep 2. And it's off the back iron. Potential leak out here. Meyer. Oh, blew it.
Wow.
And called for the loose ball foul, so a little insult to injury here, as we thought we were going to get some showtime with the 6'6" Meyer coming in, and he just lost the handle.
That hustle by DeMar Moore on the other side, that changed that whole shot. It would have been an easy basket, but DeMar Moore, who took that shot on the baseline, ends up outrunning Meyer all the way down to the court and changed his shot till he missed it. And Bonner comes up with the rebound and picks up the foul. So, again, another example of how their great energy and hustle makes a play.
Hanlon tried to thread the needle inside. In a debate whether it was last touched by Klein. We've got the Simonson Construction replay. A lot of hands involved there, but they decide number 15 in white was the last to get a piece. So get a good look over there on the Lutheran West sideline of Jordan Duke. Second season now running the program and been taking some nice steps. Last year, 16-6 in the regular season. They split in the postseason 1-1, and now over 20 wins this year, Effie, and on the big stage in Bowling Green where this program hasn't been in quite some time. So pretty cool to see the progression already.
Yeah, and he's done an outstanding job. This team is a great combination of they can get out and play fast, they can slow it down and play precision offensively, running great offense, and, of course, he's got great skill and athleticism on the court at all times with this group. But the Sandusky pressure has just been stifling early. Is that Josh Meyer?
Knocking it down.
Knocked down to 3, wow.
So that's one way to attack that crazy aggressive defense by the Streaks. But you got to shoot it as soon as you catch it, as Meyer did there. Green back the other way. What touch.
Yeah. I think Daylen Green understands. He's been really aggressive offensively as we see another turnover.
Missed dunk, though, as Bonner went soaring. And those are ones that you love them when they go down, but also as a sophomore, maybe as a coach, you tell them just to lay it in, get the guarantee.
You got to have those baskets. You got to have the baskets right now.
So Lutheran West looking to have a little swing here if they can get a bucket.
But see, Sandusky doesn't let you relax. They want to relax and set up offense. Sandusky will not let you do that.
And Morris fouled on his way to the cup.
And, they tried to slow it down a bit, run some offense, but Sandusky's not going to allow you to hold the ball, call a play, set a screen. They're not going to allow you to do that, and that's a big difference, something that, Lutheran West probably has not seen, is this relentless pressure from full court to quarter court that Sandusky has been bringing.
First trip to the free throw line for DeMar Moore. He's got 2 points so far tonight. And Sandusky 0 for 2 right now from the charity stripe.
Yeah, that's going to be big. And Coach Moore going to his bench a little earlier than he normally would, understanding that, his kid's going to have to give great effort for a longer period of time. as DeMar Moore splits the 2.
So it trims the gap back down to 5. But a quick steal and a shot for Moore. Sandusky fans up on their feet.
Big time defensive play by DeMar Moore, and just steps up and knocks down a college 3 from the corner there.
7 turnovers now by the Longhorns.
And Sandusky so defensively locked in. All 5 guys know where the ball is. Tremendous pressure.
And it wears on you eventually.
Absolutely.
Kick out 3, no bueno for Levis. But the long rebound secured. Another chance here. Another open 3. This time, cashed in by Kabamba. Timeout taken by Coach Duke. That's just a beautiful play there by Fairley. Did I mention he's averaging over 11 assists per game in the tournament?
Wow.
This kid's special, man. He's got 5 already.
That's a big-time find in a spot where I thought offensively they were out of sync. Sandusky had them a little bit out of sync. Fairley got the basketball and was able to find Kabamba on the weak side wing, who steps right in. He's a kid. He shoots over 40% from 3. He doesn't take a whole lot of them, but he's a natural shooter. You can tell he's just a natural shooter.
And here he is with a nice lob. Checking out that dunk from earlier in the contest. 5 assists for the kid here tonight, Derek Fairley. And he's got a little bit of NBA game to him. He likes to drive, Effie, and he draws in the defense, and he's kicking it out to open 3-point shooters.
Right, and that has been the difference. And, you know, with Kabamba shooting the 3 well, they've got 3 guys that shoot over 40% from the 3-point line. So when you got guys that can penetrate like Fairley and Jayson Levis, and then guys that can knock it down from 3, that gives you a great offensive advantage, especially when a defensive team like Sandusky gets you out of whack. You just put the ball in your guard's hands, let him create, and find open shooters.
I think the Longhorns have only missed 1 triple try so far tonight. That's just ridiculous right there. Chase Garr up and under.
Yeah, Chase Garr doing a good job playing along the baseline. And, you know, DeMar Moore finds him, and that pass was on a rope to the baseline.
Now he's out defending. Leaving an open shooter. It's Derek this time. Stepping into one. Levis from straight away.
That's money.
Jayson Levis averaging 25 a game in the tournament. He's got 9 so far tonight. Yeah, Henlon again able to get in the lane, but his finishing just has not really been present.
Yeah, we talked about how important it is Sandusky battle on the boards. They can't give up second shots, and they did that last possession there. And
another fine take here by Jayson Levis. No surprise. He's just got so much game in his bag of tricks.
Right. He's an outstanding shooter, like we talked about, 45% from 3. But then when you try to play him close, he's got the ability to put the ball on the floor and go right around you.
Nice soft touch for him right there. Off to a great start, 11 and 4 rebounds so far for Levis. And Sandusky's been able to trim it down, get to as close as 3. But then the Longhorns have been spurting right back as that one's loose. Screen with the turnover. Fairless catch and shoot. Cash, money, big rims, double-digit lead.
Wow, big-time shooters on this team. You know, just a couple minutes ago, it seems like the game was tight. Sandusky had momentum, but you know, Lutheran West has hit some big-time shots, 3 threes the last 3 possessions. And Derek Fairley, like we talked about, they've got 3 guys shooting over 40% from 3, and he's one of them.
7 points now for Derek. Henlon on the line here. Couple hops off the rim. Sandusky struggling so far early from the free throw stripe.
Yeah. Jason Henlon's been, like we talked about, really aggressive, you know, getting to the paint, has not been able to finish, and, you know, struggling from the free throw line. But, you know, we've seen him play enough to know that he's going to continue to be aggressive to the lane, and they're going to need him to do that because You know, we're only 2 quarters into the game, so it's going to be important that they have a guy or two that can penetrate the lane and finish in traffic.
Hanlon's got 5 points now. 7 shot attempts to get there, though. Now Fairless chased off the 3-point line, sets up Levis. Not this time, but they're killing it on the offensive glass, which has been their calling card all tournament. And this is how they can really get to you, Effie. Off the kick out, and Fairley bearing his second triple.
Yeah, those second shots have been absolutely killing the Blue Streaks here in the second quarter, especially. Those second shots have led to 3 wide open 3-point looks.
Step back 3 more. No response. Bonner came flying in, or that was Aaron actually. And off of him, out of bounds.
Yeah, and Bonner came in, attacked the offensive boards. Now, it's a quick shot by DeMar Moore off the dribble. You know, this game, you know, it's a 13-point game here in the second quarter. So Sandusky's got to be really smart about shot selection here.
Thought they were going to get an easy one there. Instead, it's going to go down as a reach-in here against Bonner. And no more fouls to give. Well, actually, they did have one more, Effie, so I believe that's going to be team foul number 6 on Sandusky. Oh, no, they got it wrong up on the big board. That is their 7th. Or they can't make up their minds.
Right, they keep changing their mind. Well, hold on. Now somebody's saying one and one. Okay, they're going to take it out now. Well, you know, this is a pretty deep hole right now. So Sandusky, this is going to be a test for the Blue Streaks. You know, their pressure has been effective, but it's been the second shots and the wide open 3-pointers that have cost them here, especially in this quarter.
From the foul line, Levis buries yet another one. He's got 13 to lead all scorers.
Yeah, Jayson Levis is, you know, he's been finding himself open. He's been doing a good job of finding the open spots. So as soon as Sandusky goes to trap, he finds his way to that open area. They find him for an open look. And, you know, he's been clutch in knocking down shots here in this quarter.
Biggest point differential of the night until that.
They needed it.
Big 3 from Gar.
Yeah, they needed that from Chase Gar, and they need him to shoot well.
And now it's stripped more to the rack. Really wild shot. Collected by Bonner. In a little bit of trouble. And it's always a good idea to find Mr. Green. A little too low with the dribble, and he lost the handle, though. Second time tonight that's happened. As Levis with the kick out. Contact, blocking foul.
And that's a good call. I think Chase Gar was there, but at the last minute, he took a step to the side. As we watch it here, he took a step to the side, and that's what cost him. If he stands in, I think he gets that call. But he just took a side step and took it on the shoulder rather than the chest, and that was the difference between that block charge.
And always tough on those when you give up the body, that kind of contact to absorb it and not get rewarded.
Right.
So it puts Lewis Smith on the free throw line. First point for him so far in the action.
And the shot making of the Longhorns here, specifically in this quarter, has been just outstanding. They have been able to step up and knock down open shots, where for Sandusky in the past, they've seen teams just buckle under their pressure, where the Longhorns have been able to just step up and knock down shots. And, you know, that's something that they're going to have to, Sandusky's going to have to overcome and find ways to limit second shot opportunities.
Sandusky averages almost 15 steals per game. Lutheran West so far, they just have 8 turnovers. Oh, what a find. And one.
Whoa.
Interesting way to get it there.
Yeah. A little bit of a late call. But I think a good call. Derek Fairley, you know, as you talked about his assist, just a great job of playing with his head up, drew the defense, got an easy 2 with the contact for Maya.
It's actually kind of knocked in by Bonner there, coming in with the block. So a bit unlucky if you're a Sandusky fan. Meanwhile, Meyer with a three-point play, old-fashioned.
You know, when you play this style of defense that Sandusky plays, it's important that, you know, you've got to keep playing the way you play, but you also got to understand that there comes a time where you can't leave shooters wide open and let them see the trap coming, as we see Jason Henlin again. This time he misses the buzzer beater at the end of the quarter.
And it's a deep hole for Sandusky heading into the halftime locker rooms in Lutheran West. Got to be feeling good about where they're at on top by 16. We'll take a quick break and be back with some halftime stats, analysis, and of course your second half action. You're watching Live and Free Boys Tournament Hoops exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skowronski, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
It's just not right. Nah, I need to try something new.
Quit rap for a triangle?
I gotta do me, Missy.
No. It's ding, 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 not ding, 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 ding.
Jack Harlow did it again.
Ting, ting, ting.
Yes, that's it.
America has a case of triangle fever.
Everybody, we are sold out of triangles, but we still have cowbells.
The triangle has replaced the British pound.
Triangle by Harlow.
And Triangle Player of the Year goes to John.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Tonight's live and free broadcast brought to you thanks to these generous sponsors, including Mathews Ford Lincoln of Sandusky. With new inventory arriving daily, when you make it Mathews, we make it happen. Proud sponsor of Blue Streaks basketball. Also would like to thank our other awesome sponsors tonight, Simonson Construction. From concept to completion, we can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. Civista Bank, committed to developing generations of lifelong relationships built on trust, expertise, and exceptional service. James One Inc., providing innovative workshops, training for school districts throughout Ohio. You can call 419-544-3265 to schedule a meeting or visit james1inc.com. And also by Civista Bank, committed to developing generations of lifelong relationships built on trust, expertise, and exceptional service. Welcome into your Civista Bank halftime reports. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James is joining me here tonight. And Sandusky in a tough spot here, down by 16 2 quarters in, as Lutheran West, just the athleticism, Effie, they got a 16-11 rebound advantage, and they've been able to kick out those and turn them into a lot of points.
Yeah, and that has been the difference. And we talked about how they were going to be able to handle Sandusky pressure as a key. They've been able to do that and then also get run-out layups and wide-open shots. And really it's the shot making that's been the difference. 6 of 7 from the three-point line for Lutheran West. And that's the difference in the game right there. They've been able to step up, knock down wide-open shots. And a team like Sandusky that traps in the quarter court, they're willing to give you that cross-court pass for a three. That's what they're going to give up in their defense. And Lutheran West, the Longhorns, have been able to knock down that shot. And now it'll be interesting to see the adjustment that Coach Moore is going to make, at least in the half court. We know he's going to play hard. They're going to press. But I'd like to see what their adjustment's going to be in the quarter court defensively, because they've been getting burned. When they trap in the quarter court, they give up open threes, and the Longhorns have just knocked them down consistently.
Yeah, they've been fantastic from outside so far tonight. Levis, 6 of 10 from the floor. He's got 16 points. Meyer, plus 16 tonight. I mean, they've got some dudes that are really having some fantastic performances. And on the other side for Sandusky, Jason Henlin, 2 of 8 shooting from the floor. He's going to have to bring that up, that shooting percentage, a little bit better. 7 points so far for Gar is leading the way. And you look at Daylen Green, he's 2 of 5 so far, just 5 points. Definitely need to get that kid a little bit more involved offensively.
Yeah, they're going to have to pick up their scoring all the way around to get back in this ball game.
So with the third quarter about to begin, I do have some incredibly sad news. Just approached by the tournament director here and was told that we are not allowed to be live on the air. So we are going to restream the game after it is over, and we are going to say goodbye to you for right now. So check back with us after the game. We'll have a full live stream coming up for you then. And here we go with third quarter action. Double dribble called here on the first possession for Lutheran West. So nice break for Sandusky as Clay Noble called for the infraction.
Well, and the bad thing for Sandusky is that comes off of a second shot opportunity. They got him to miss a shot, but Lutheran West able to get an offensive rebound. And that's another area they're going to have to pick up is Kobe Brown takes the jump shot.
Jump ball is going to keep the possession arrow down at this end with Sandusky. Going to need a big third quarter, Effie, to try to make things interesting here heading into money time.
And they're going to have to do it defensively and not with just stealing the basketball. They're going to have to play solid in the quarter court and rebound the basketball, in addition to knocking down some shots here on the offensive side.
Got to tie up in another jump ball, so 2 of them here for Sandusky on their opening possession. And you credit Levis with that last one. Fast hands.
Yeah, and Sandusky is, they're going to be who they are in the full court, and that's the way they should play. The difference has got to come is they got to cut down on the open looks that they're giving up down here in the quarter court.
Here's Meyer, really driven off of his spot. Levis, man, what a burst right there to get open.
That was nice. Yeah, he gave a short little hesitation move that got Daylen Green off his feet and went right by him for the open look.
That 3 coming up well short there from Kobe Brown. And now Levis back the other way, kick out to the corner. Fairley now. And they'll move it inside off the block.
And, this has been the difference. It feels like the Longhorns have been able to adjust to the speed, and they're doing a better job of handling the basketball against pressure and getting into their offensive sets and executing a lot better.
Going to work again inside. Traveling violation called against Meyer, so still no points here in this third quarter, almost 2 minutes in. I guess Levis did hit that jumper. Excuse me.
Well, and I think, as we can see with the Longhorns, they are trying to take advantage of their height advantage inside. They've got the ball inside to Meyer a couple times here to open this quarter. Sandusky's doing a good job of just fighting. It's a battle down there for rebounds. It's a battle on the interior. They've just got to do a better job of rebounding here in the second half.
Here's Moore with a nice pass, and then the extra one sets up Green.
And this is where they got to get to. They got to make shots so that they can get into their pressure defense and cause some chaos. And that's what Coach Moore wants them to do here in the full court.
Levis says to clear it out. He's got Henlon on him.
You could tell the pace, even though Sandusky's trapping, you could tell how the Longhorns have been able to adjust to that.
This time the 3 misses by Kabumba. And it is 1 and done. So the Streaks with an opportunity here to keep tearing into the lead, and that'll help Henlon.
Yeah, that's big. They were able to force a contested shot now on this end, get a rebound. There's another steal.
And cashing in for 2, Amir Aaron. So the Blue Streaks almost always have a run in them. Just too gifted defensively with the rotation. Back within a dozen right now. But you can't leave this guy open because he's going to kill you.
Yeah. And, that's the difference. You can be all out of sync. They can have you out of sync for a while, but they have been able to find the open man and knock down shots.
I think Meyer might have almost even got a piece of that one.
Yeah.
Great contest that time. And it's tipped out of bounds, of course, by Lutheran West, so Sandusky maintains. As Henlon attacks again.
Nice move. I'll tell you, Jason Henlon, from the beginning of this game has been super aggressive to the basket. He's had a little trouble finishing that time with the left hand, strong off the glass after the contact. But he has played his game throughout the night. And, if he can start to finish around the basket, knock down his free throws, he's on his way to having a solid ball game.
So he comes through with the free throw. Henlon now the first in double figures for Sandusky. 5 players, of course, average double-figure scoring for the Blue Streaks this season. As we're just past the midway point here of the third. Streaks were down 16 to start the second half. Almost were able to run away with a quick 2 right there. Instead, it's Levis.
Wow.
And another offensive board. Put back not there. Third time, though, the charm.
Wow. Second shots. Sandusky doing a great job defensively, forcing a miss, but giving up a second shot there. Great job by Meyer.
Gar missed that one. And Fairley so quickly the burst to get out of there. Step through, shot blocked by Green. Meyer again misses. Moore left alone, splish splash.
Wow.
So the Streaks pull within 9 as they have outscored Lutheran West by 7 so far here in the third. And it's been a little bit more their style, of course.
Yeah, and I think this game, and we talked about it last week when they played Lex, it's always going to be a 4-quarter game with Sandusky. And, they feel like, talking to Coach Moore before the game, he feels like they can wear any team down over 4 quarters. He was concerned about the height advantage, but he feels like over the course of 4 quarters, can you play our style for 4 quarters? And that's what they're counting on right now, and they've been able to knock down some shots and done a better job on the defensive glass, and that's how they're climbing back into this ball game a little bit.
Got a battle going on right now between the cheerleaders.
Gotta love it, man.
The competitions within the competitions.
Right. We've seen Sandusky, be down a few points, and, they have just been consistent, played hard throughout. And just when Lutheran West thought the game was at hand, the Streaks are able to put together a run where they turn you over and knock down some shots and get back in it.
Fairley kicks it out. Meyer off to the left, and it just seems like just about every long rebound coming right at a Longhorn.
Yeah, and that's been key this quarter. I'll tell you, most of their points have come off second chance opportunities here in the third quarter. Great hands.
That's Aaron taking it away. Henlin!
Wow.
Met rudely at the rim by Kabamba. Oh, and they're going to say that's off of Moore. So a heady play there by Junior, too, right in front of us.
Yeah, and that's a big-time play by Junior Kabamba. He really hustled down to get that block.
Smith able to just thread it in there to Fairley. Now Meyer turns left side.
Nice move.
Joshua Meyer starting to find his game here in the second half. As Green has not been able to score quite like we've seen throughout the tournament.
Yeah, just hasn't been in the rhythm as we've seen him consistently. That's a travel.
Levis just barely dragging that pivot foot.
They're in the fight, though. Sandusky is here. They're playing hard. And Daylen Green, they caught him slipping. He's wide open. Oh, wow.
Comes out off the rim, though, for Green. As Levis comes off the screen and throws it off of Meyer. It'll be turnover number 14 now for the Longhorns.
Tremendous energy from the Sandusky Blue Streaks. Still down double digits at this point, but, they are playing with a lot of fire. And you look at the Longhorns, they're a little winded. They're a little winded out here, and that's what Sandusky wants. The key, though, is can you knock down shots? And now it looks like the Longhorns are going to a zone look to kind of change up, the look, see if Sandusky try to keep Sandusky out of the lane area.
Blue Streaks have not shot it that well from downtown, 30% on the night. They're going to shoot some free throws. Haven't been great there either, just 50%.
Well, and Chase Gar's done a great job along the baseline, and against a 1-3-1 type of zone, that's where the openings are going to be. And Chase Gar's done a great job of catching, squaring himself to the basket, and being aggressive to the lane. But like you said, what's open against this zone is the three-point looks, and 2 of 7 in the first half from the three-point range, and also just struggling from the line are Sandusky Blue Streaks.
Gar sitting on 7 points right now. Every miss so critical for Sandusky, of course, down by 13 here. But he's able to cash in the second. As Green's going to take a seat here for the last minute of the third quarter, presumably, with Bonner checking in.
Well, they're going to need him big time in the fourth quarter. So I think Coach Moore just wanted to get him his last breather of the night. And great hands.
And straight to the cup, too strong off the backboard. Wow. So Sandusky's not been able to really capitalize on a couple of opportunities they've been given.
Well, the athleticism defensively, Derek Fairley that time.
Crazy.
Before it was Junior Kambamba coming from the blind side to make the block. That time Derek Fairley able to get the block.
Gar in traffic, puts it up. Shot blocked here by Matthew Meyer.
Great interior defense by the Longhorns. They are not giving up inside shots. They are contesting all inside shots right now, where Sandusky was getting a couple layups there in the first half. This second half, it's been tough going inside the lane.
Bonner from the corner. Another really tough shot. The length, of course, by the Longhorns. Having a huge impact so far tonight on Sandusky's ability to finish in and around the painted area.
Yeah, real active hands by Lutheran West inside in the lane, where against most teams, Sandusky, those will all be layups, but they've all been tough to make against this extra length of the Longhorns.
Little hesitation hanging in midair for an extra second there is Henlin. Boy, have they needed that sophomore scoring. As that one leaks out, Aaron scoops it up. Down to 10 seconds to go. Like a bullet the other way. Really rushed shot. Longhorns with a chance for the last one. And Levis didn't recognize it in time, so we head to fourth quarter action, and we got a game, folks.
Yes, we do.
Sandusky cuts it down to 10.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Welcome to Money Time here on the OH Report. That's right, fourth quarter action, just 8 minutes remaining of regulation. Sandusky got themselves back into this ball game with a 15-9 third quarter spurt, and they'll begin with the basketball here to open up the fourth. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James is with me, and big quarter there, of course, for Sandusky. They've trailed by as many as 16, but they've never stopped fighting.
Yeah, and they'll tell looking at the game, they've missed a lot of opportunities as well. It could be even closer as Jason Hinlin, who has had an outstanding second half here so far, has really turned up his energy. And here comes the Sandusky pressure.
And now the Sandusky fans starting to sense they need to bring a little bit of swag and energy out here. Open shot, rims out for Levis. Not squeezed though, tough right there for Bonner.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You know, you don't want to give Levis an open three, of course, but if he misses, you got to get that rebound. That's so key.
Fairly being hounded by Green. Now lobs it.
Wow.
A little tip there by the Streaks.
Yeah, active hands by the Blue Streaks. You know, Amir Aaron, who has been great since he's been coming off the bench defensively.
Lutheran West got him really spread out here. It's Kabamba, takes it to the cup.
Yeah. And I like this timeout by Coach Jordan Duke. You know, even though they got the bucket there, he wants to let his team know, like, that's how they have to play. They're going to have to spread the floor to take away the opportunity of traps. The closer they are, the easier it is for Sandusky Blue Streaks to trap in the quarter court. So you want to keep the court spread and allow guys like Derek Fairley, Junior Kambamba to be able to penetrate the lane and finish around the rim. So that time you just want to settle down his crew, make sure they defensive rebound down here, don't give up an open shot, and try to close this game out. As you know, we're down to a 10-point game in a game that we thought could have went either way. You know, it could have been if Sandusky didn't come out to play in the second half, it could have gotten ugly for them.
Blue Streaks are still down 10, but plenty of time. Just under 7 minutes to go here. Winner moving on to the championship game at Bowling Green for a shot at the state Final Four in Division II. Two very worthy opponents tonight. Two of the top 5 teams in the state. Sandusky number 4. They've won 20 straight games. Lutheran West actually lost their last 2 regular season games before rebounding with 3 straight blowouts here in the tournament.
You know, right now, Jason Hinlin has been the spark offensively. Been really aggressive in half-court offense for the Streaks.
They'd love to get Green going. He's had one too many turnovers so far tonight. Moore gets it back for him, and Levis read his eyes. Just ripped it out of the sky.
Yeah, that's great defense. As DeMar Moore tried to do the no-look pass, and Jason Levis timed it perfectly.
Fairley asked for the clear out. As again, the Longhorns got everything spread. 5 wide here.
Well, and this is how they're probably going to close the game, just in a spread type of set, forcing Sandusky to spread themselves thin here.
No look pass by Fairley. Beautiful execution. Green lost the handle on his way. Big opportunity here for the Longhorns. Create some more distance.
Yeah, and here's the spread offense again. Is what happens when you spread the floor like this, Brian, is, you know, it takes away the ability to trap, but also when you penetrate, it gives more space. When you find an open man, it usually ends up being a layup.
Wow. Whoa. Derek Fairley, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Now here's Moore, got it deflected. Foul's going to go on the floor, though, against the Longhorns. One more look. Moore with the hang time. Clipped out of the sky there by Smith. But then a whistle against Lutheran West. They've got 3 fouls. Sandusky's just got 1, so nobody even close to the bonus here as Green continues to struggle. Just 7 points tonight for the walking bucket.
Yeah. just has never gotten into a rhythm here tonight. He made his first couple jump shots and just has not been able to get in rhythm. And Coach Moore is going to give him a break here and get back in Chase Gar. But he just hasn't been able to get into a rhythm offensively. And I think so much of that is about their defense. A lot of his offense comes from steals and, getting out in transition, and they just haven't been able to do that against the Longhorns.
Foul's going to go here on Amir Aaron. And perhaps part of the plan here for Sandusky to start picking up a few.
Right. And the way that Lutheran West is going to play the remainder of this 5 minutes offensively is to spread the floor, force Sandusky to trap with a man. And it's hard to trap when you see the trap coming. And when you spread the floor, that leaves huge openings in that defense. So that's coach's game plan here. Offensively, he's got the ball handlers. A lot of teams would like to do that, but they don't have the ball handlers. Well, the Longhorns have the ball handlers to spread the floor and close this game by spreading the floor, getting to the free throw line, and giving layups opportunities if Sandusky comes to trap. So, Sandusky's in a bit of a spot here, but they're going to have to get defensive stops so they can get baskets and then get into their defensive pressure in the full court. And that's been a lot easier said than done because the Longhorns have turned up their defensive energy and effort here in the half court. They've abandoned their press. This is a pressing team. Lutheran West pressed full court in the games that we've seen them play, but they've abandoned that and put their energy into playing good quarter court defense against the Blue Streaks.
Evading the pressure with the pass right now. Streaks, of course, looking to trap all over the place. Doesn't really matter where you're at on the floor.
Yeah, it's just the ball handling that makes the difference.
Backdoor cut. And an athletic finish there by Lewis Smith.
Yeah, you get good ball handlers and good passers and catchers on the floor for Lutheran West. It makes it tough to trap.
Halfway home, but that one rims out there for Chase Gar, and right now it matches the largest lead of the night for the Longhorns, and they'll push it out to 18. Levis. Wow, with the look off there and then the finger roll. Easy pass and bucket. Azorian Bonner puts that one away.
Well, and that's the difference. They've got to make baskets so they can get into this pressure, and when they're not able to make it, it makes it tough. And wow.
Yeah, we've seen Kabamba put one of those away earlier tonight. Not on that occasion. And he was just looking to bring the house down with this attempt.
Yeah.
And Gar wisely, he made a business decision, just stepped out the way too, Effie.
Right. Kabamba, sometimes it's just too easy. And that time it might have been just too easy for him.
Foul on the perimeter is going to be the 5th now against the Longhorns. We're just 3 minutes, 45 seconds away from punching their ticket to the Elite 8.
And this depth from the Longhorns, Lutheran West, tremendous depth. They bring in Matthew Meyer for his twin brother, Josh Meyer. Similar games, both 6'6", both can handle the basketball, have great length. So you don't lose a thing, literally. The same guy you sub in. Good move.
There's Moore, who's been mostly held in check. So down to a 14-point game. And the Longhorns obviously don't have to be in any kind of hurry here offensively. But they've just got so many scores.
Right. Great discipline. Lutheran West is a team, with their ball handling and scoring, they're able to get the shot that they want in this situation.
Foul's going to go on Moore with the block as Meyer bowled into him.
Yeah, Lutheran West playing completely under control here, even against this trapping defense. Every guy gets the ball, and you see the difference is DeMar Moore getting a hand, but you see the difference when a team catches the ball. Nobody's dribbling. Everybody is catching, squaring up to the basket, and that just makes a big difference.
Ooh, so does that. Junior Kabamba finally comes down.
Wow.
Dude went soaring like a hawk for the two-handed throwdown.
Right. Nice execution.
And a block by Meyer. Streaks turning up the heat offensively. Fairley's able to get out of there. Levis in transition. No good, but another offensive rebound. Gar able to clean it up, though. Now here's Henlin, no look pass. So Sandusky continuing to empty the tank out, starting to run out of time. 2:18 to go. Timeout taken by the Longhorns. Coach Jordan Duke. I mean, they just got one heck of a roster, Effie. These are some great basketball players, excellent athletes, good size, and if you got dudes that can do that off the inbound, I mean, get out the way, come on.
Right, and really, Coach Jordan Duke has done an outstanding job adjusting, and we talked earlier in the pregame about the adjustments. Both teams, really are similar, play similar styles, but Coach Duke understood that it would be in his team's best interest instead of playing full court press at both ends, say, you know what, we are going to force Sandusky to be a half-court offensive team. We know they can get out and score in transition, and the games that I've seen Lutheran West, they are effective in their full court pressure. But he made a decision that, you know what, we're going to play solid in the half court, and they have. And that's been a huge difference in the game, on top of the fact that they've been able to handle the basketball, handle the pressure. They've got all five guys that are, and being a good ball handler doesn't mean that you can dribble well. It just means that you can make good decisions with the basketball. And that's what he's got. All five guys make good decisions with the basketball against pressure.
Just a shade over 2 minutes remaining. Sandusky plays for the steal, now picks up their 5th foul. Still one more to give. '20-game win streak in jeopardy of being snapped. Leave off Meyer. Got it taken away from him, Green. And a timeout. Oh, no, his foot's out of bounds. Thought they were going to give Jayson Levis that timeout. I was going to say, that's remarkable.
Well, and I think what the official's saying, they would have given it to him, but he was stepping on the end line when he called it.
Open shooter from the corner. Bottoms up for Bonner. And a blocking foul. That was a big whistle there.
That was a big one.
Chase Gar stood in.
Well, it's so interesting because the other official standing right there looking at it, he was going to let it go. But the backside official said, nah, a little bit too much for my liking.
So the next foul on Sandusky will send Lutheran West to the free throw line. Let's see if Sandusky's picked anybody out. It's going to be Joshua Meyer. He's played well tonight. One free throw gets him into double-figure scoring. Also got 6 rebounds.
The Meyer brothers, both Joshua and Matthew, have done an excellent job of being available. When Sandusky traps, they make themselves available in the lane, and they've been able to, get to the free throw line and been able to finish around the basket. And that's key. When you're playing a trapping team as Meyer knocks down the free throw, as teammates, you got to be available. So if a team is trapping the ball handler, you can be open 50 feet from the basket, but it does nobody any good. And what the Meyer brothers have done well tonight is become available, show themselves at the lane, be able to catch, turn, and finish around the basket tonight.
Second one off target. Gar able to collect the rebounds. And Sandusky with a $1.15. Got to get to work. Here's Gar from downtown. It's tipped and up and under finish. Deep pass here, Fairley able to lock it down, and he comes up a little bit gimpy. Let's keep an eye on Derek Fairley, hopping on one leg right now.
Oh, Daylen Green just can't buy a bucket.
Another
Derek
look.
Fairley is, yeah, he's limping pretty bad.
Assume it just looked like a cramp
in
his left calf. But he certainly is over getting some treatment from the athletic trainer. And with Junior Kabamba at the line, the student section letting them know they believe that they have won. Only about 45 seconds away from that being the truth. Have to finish things off, though, here from the free throw line. That's where Jayson Levis is heading. Game high 22 so far for the junior.
Solid game from Jayson all around. You know, ball handling, shooting, you know, defensively. Jayson has played a solid ball game tonight. Yeah, you talk about a quiet 22, but he made some timely buckets there in the second quarter to really put the game out of reach there in the second quarter. And I'll tell you, Jayson Levis is a heck of a player.
He's got 24, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal tonight. And it looks like the Blue Streaks content, perhaps. Not a relentless defensive team like this. I guess you're never really content.
Right. Yeah,
not on that side.
I don't think they know how to let it go, and that's a mark of great team. It's a mark of a great team, really. And that young man, Jason Henlin, has played a whale of a ball game. Been engaged offensively and defensively the entire night. As Coach Moore looks like he's going to get some subs in here.
Yeah, allow his seniors to walk off the floor and get some big ovations. That's the case right now for Daylen Green. What a career for that kid. Huge season. District Player of the Year, over 19 points per game.
Yeah.
Gar checking out as well. Four seniors on this Sandusky roster.
You know, and the interesting thing, both of these teams have a wealth of young talent on their roster. You know, we could be sitting here again next year at this level seeing the same two teams, because both of these teams have tremendous talent that'll be coming back next season.
Perhaps no brighter star than this kid right now at the free throw line. Levis so far in the tournament, he's had games of 22, 29, 24.
Wow.
And now 25 tonight.
You know, and his shooting along with Junior Kambamba there in the second quarter really turned the page on this game. And they were able to put the game out of reach with their shot making in the second and third quarter.
Heck of a performance tonight for Lutheran West as they continue to march on. into the Elite Eight, 71-55. They knock off Sandusky, ending the Blue Streak's 20-game win streak. We'll take a quick timeout. We will be back with our Civista Bank postgame that'll include interviews with both head coaches, key players, and our player of the game interview. That's all on the way after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
It's just not right. Nah, I need to try something new.
You gonna quit rap for a triangle?
I gotta do me, Missy.
No, no, no. It's ding, 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 ding. Not ding, 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 ding.
Jack Harlow did it again.
Ting, ting, ting.
Yes, yes, yes! Yes, that's it, that's it.
America has a case of triangle fever.
Everybody, we are sold out of triangles, but we still have cowbells?
The triangle has replaced the British pound.
Triangle by Harlow.
Jack, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Of the year goes to
John!
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Welcome back to Bowling Green State University for your Civista Bank post-game show. And Sandusky falling tonight, 71-55. Lutheran West is moving on to the Elite Eight in Division II. So we are going to send it off to head coach Jordan Duke. He is at the podium right now, the head coach for Lutheran West, breaking down what he saw in tonight's game action.
good job of, making sure we were fundamental and made the passes that we needed to make to try to get into our runs. And we knew that if we could get past their initial pressure, we could have our runs that we like to go on ourselves. I think we like to play fast and in transition as well. And I think, once we were able to break their initial pressure, we were able to kind of play how we like to play. And we knew that going in, and we tried to make sure that we were effective in just beating their initial pressure. I think we did a decent job. We still had some sloppy moments, but we did a decent job of making sure that we attacked them and didn't play timid or scared, passing the ball and trying to, wait and see what's going on. We just had an attack mindset tonight. Yeah. And we knew that going in as well. We watched Sandusky for a while. We knew that they could be an opponent of ours coming in. And, we knew that we could use our size and our athleticism a little bit to, be the difference in the game. And I think that's kind of what it was. We were able to get offensive rebounds, and we were able to finish at the rim and get some fouls and knock some shots down, which allowed us to set our defense. Whenever you miss shots against these guys, they're going to get off to the races and they're gone, and they get on their runs that way. So we were able to make some shots and play at the basket, and that allowed us to set our defense. No, these guys are extremely unselfish, starting with Jason and Derek and these guys. They're extremely unselfish, and they're confident. Our goal tonight was to treat it as another big game. We had big games all year long, and once you get past the glitz and the glamour and the atmosphere and everything, it's just a basketball game. And that was our pregame talk today. And they were confident when they shot the ball tonight. They were confident. They were able to play together and be unselfish. And guys were able to make shots, and that's the name of the game. If you make them, you win. If you miss them, you lose. Yeah, no, we had to be aware of him on every possession. That was our goal, is to make sure that somebody was on him the entire. If two people might have needed to be on him every possession, which is why you saw late some guys getting open shots or open looks down the lane. But we wanted to make sure we matched up on 5 and 4, and we knew that they're their guys. And if they get going, they see the ball go in, we could have a long night with them scoring. So our game plan was to make sure that we continue to throw different bodies at them and continue to switch up and be physical with them and make them drivers and fill us the entire night.
We were really confident. We knew that we had to show up in a big time. Coach puts us in great positions during the season, and that's why we make the best in the playoffs.
What do you guys need to work on the next couple of days to get ready for the regional championship?
Yeah, no, I think we got to continue to do what we do. We'll sit out here and we'll scout, and we'll look at Rossford and Van Wert play, and we've been watching a little bit of film on them as well. And what we have to do is make sure that we continue to clean up some of the brain farts that we have mid-game, and we got to make sure we continue to take care of the basketball. And I think if we can continue to rebound at a high level, offensively and defensively, we got a shot. Well, I think it's just our attention to detail. We did a good job of screening today, and we did a good job of knowing placement of where we want the ball. We work on those things every day, and I think that they were open today. They switched screens a lot, and I think they got lost both times when we ran it. And we saw a little daylight, and he's really athletic, and we got our point guard taking the ball out of bounds, so it was kind of a good connection there. This is my second year here at Lutheran West. This is my 9th altogether. Yeah, no, they've been to Final Four. They were at Final Four, I want to say in 98, if I'm not mistaken. 2007 was the last time they won the district championship. That was the year that actually I was at St. Peter Chanel, and Lutheran West beat me in the district final to go to regionals and everything. And if we can make it out of here on Saturday, it'd be the first time in, I want to say, 25, 30 years that they've been in the Final Four. We do. We play them once a year. Next year we'll play them twice a year. We're the same school, ran by the same administration, and they're a powerhouse as well. And it's a great rivalry for us to start playing twice. Yep, no problem. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Back here inside of the arena, Coach Duke off of the press conference, and he definitely remembers the last time that this team was able to get into the regionals. Effie talking about it. It was his high school team that got beat. That's,
right.
Man, how things come full circle sometimes.
Yeah, and, again, these are times not going to the regional since 2007. That's a thing that, these kids are always going to remember, and it's always great to celebrate those moments because, like we talked about, you just don't know when you're going to be able to get back to the regional. So, great accomplishment again for Coach Duke.
All right, and we see now the other head coach from tonight's game, Tamar Moore, at the podium now. So we'll send it over to the guys in there inside of the press room.
Yeah, I agree with him. We could have played a lot better defensively. Every time they had a lot of second chance points, so that helped them get the lead and stuff like that. But overall, we wasn't focused.
Yeah, very, very frustrating because the majority of those threes came off offensive rebounds. We couldn't get a rebound to save our life, and they capitalized every time they got off an offensive rebound. I think in the first half, for sure, that they knocked down the three. And you give a team like that many shots, wide open shots at that, they're going to capitalize. And
Of course, you can't run the floor if you can't get the rebounds.
Exactly. I mean, they got a nice-sized team, and they control the glass. And when you do that, it really slows us down because we're a smaller team, and we like to get out and go. And if we can't do that, that hurts.
That little spurt on him at the end of the first half. Two maybe. That hurts.
Yeah. I think when we cut it to 2 and then it went back up to 10, instantly, I think we turned the ball over more tonight than we have in the last 5 games, it's just, we picked the wrong time to lay an egg, you know what I mean? I don't know if the lights were too bright for some of us. It is what it is. We learn from it and, look forward to next year. Our seniors completely changed the culture of our program. I can't speak more highly of those three guys, and they battled tonight, but it just wasn't enough.
It's got to be tough, essentially playing from behind the whole second half. That play and think about the floor like they do.
Yeah, they did a really, really good job of stopping our runs. Like when we would, get a couple baskets in a row, a couple stops in a row, they'd come back and hit a big shot, hit a three, or get a key rebound or something. They did what they needed to do to win, and that's what good teams do. We just couldn't get it done for whatever reason. We couldn't get a rebound, and that stuff hurts, especially giving up so many offensive rebounds. I think they out-rebounded us by 10 or 12 or something like that. So, I don't know.
How much of it
If I'm being honest, the length didn't really bother us much. We wasn't ourselves tonight. We completely let them control the game, and that's on us. We ain't get a lot of steals and stuff, defensive stuff how we usually do. We ain't run the floor hard. There's a lot of things that we could have did better to help us win, and we just didn't do it tonight.
You speak to just what it has back to be a part of this group for 124 games.
It's a blessing. We got a good class of sophomores. I love them sophomores. I love our seniors. I love our whole team. All I got to say is basically just be aware of them sophomores. They coming back for revenge next year.
It's awesome. Coming in the season, we didn't expect anything like this. I think we picked 4th in our league, and we ended up losing one game in the conference this year. So, I mean, it just says a lot. These guys are resilient, and I've said it 1,000 times, like they compete. And I don't know what it was today. It's just, all that stuff went out the window. But I'm so proud of these guys. I couldn't ask for a better group of guys on and off the court. Our seniors led by example. They were vocal leaders. They were everything you want in team captains. They led our team in every way possible. And our sophomores are talented basketball-wise, but their IQ is very high, and they followed these guys, and they battled with them night in, night out, and I couldn't ask for anything more out of that group. I'm looking forward to coaching them in the future, looking forward to what the future may bring with those guys, a special group of kids. So we just, looking forward to it.
You guys have a much bigger fan base tonight. It seemed like you really just got some traction unleashed that crowd.
Yes.
Boy, they were ready to go.
Yeah, they were, man, they showed up tonight. They were packed. I mean, I'm just unfortunate that we couldn't give them something to cheer for tonight. We came out and just completely laid an egg. And like I said, credit to Lutheran West, because that's a heck of a team over there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see those guys in the state finals. They're a really good team.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
So there's Coach Moore and his son for the last time at the podium. And, I mean, couldn't ask for much better of a combination right there, father-son, and what they were able to accomplish this season. Just unfortunately only one team in the entire state in each division, of course, is going to continue to move on. And for Sandusky, tournament trail comes to a stop here. 20 straight wins for them, though, Effie. And, I mean, it was really just a fun team to watch. The energy, the effort, I mean, it truly is unparalleled to anybody else I've seen this season.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, his kids will be back. Congratulations, Coach. His kids will be back next year, and because they have youth, they have talent, but more importantly, Coach Moore has developed a culture of not only winning, but a style of basketball that is able to win games. So, again, they have nothing to hang their head about. They fought hard to the end. We talked about what it was going to take for a team to beat Sandusky when we watched them play against Lex, and it just so happened that Lutheran West brought all those attributes. They had guys that can handle the basketball. They had length. They had athleticism. They were able to handle the basketball, but also cut down on on Sandusky's second shots, and they were able to control the boards. They out-rebounded Sandusky tonight 36-24, which was huge for them to get this win. So they just ran up against the team that had all the attributes that it took, and that team had to play well in order to get this win. So
yeah, they had the recipe for success tonight,
for sure.
And they put it all to use, put all the right ingredients in play at the right times, and Sandusky gave them their best shot. They fought until the very end, but as we'll bring up the final stats brought to you by Civista Bank, you will see just some of the key differences in the game. Effie, the turnovers still, Blue Streaks able to force 17, but that's well below what they average on the campaign, where they have 14 steals per game.
Right. Well, and as a coach, just like we talked about, you have to be willing to understand you're going to turn the ball over against Sandusky. That it's just going to happen. It's just, can you limit the amount of points they get off those turnovers, and can you handle the basketball in spaces where you don't create live ball turnovers? And that's where I think the Longhorns done a great job of limiting those turnovers to where it didn't lead to long runs, 10, 12-point runs that Sandusky is accustomed to getting.
So moving forward for both of these teams, you touched on the Blue Streaks, the great youth. They've got excellent coaching, and they've just kind of got a swagger and something in place with them right now that you expect them to be able to get in a position where they're cutting down some nets again next season. But for Lutheran West, this looks like a team that's kind of got the full package, Effie, moving on into the Elite Eight. And, there's only a couple more rounds after this. They certainly look like they've got everything that you would look for in a potential state champion.
For sure. I mean, they have got a dead-eye three-point shooter, and a guy who's just a playmaker. I don't even like calling him just a shooter because Jayson Levis proved tonight that he can do it all. He can knock down shots, great ball handler. He played great, solid defense tonight. He's a good leader. And they have a kid like Derek Fairley to where Levis doesn't have to be the primary ball handler.
Sure.
So you got a solid primary ball handler in Derek Fairley who's done a great job of orchestrating the offense, especially down the stretch in the second half. He was able to settle everything down, cut down their turnovers. When they spread the floor, Derek Fairley was the one that was getting guys open shots, including Jayson Levis, open looks to where they could put this game away. So they've got, like we talked about, the recipe with the size, athleticism, and depth with the Meyer brothers and guys they bring off the bench to go a long way.
Big congratulations to the Longhorns for moving on in tournament play as they're looking to get to the state Final Four with the win coming up on Saturday for the first time since the 90s. And also got to congratulate Sandusky at a fabulous season, 24-2, the number 4 ranked team in the entire state. But that'll wrap up our coverage here from the fabulous Stroh Center on the campus of Bowling Green State University. Definitely got to thank everybody that helped come together and make this broadcast possible, including all of our generous sponsors. Mathews Ford Lincoln of Sandusky was on our scoreboard all night. Simonson Construction, Civista Bank, Simonson Construction again helping us out all over the place, so big kudos to Dan and them. James One Inc. and Frito Lay. For our staff here at Bowling Green State, Hayden Gray running the top cam, Travis Berardi down on the floor, Adam Thompson, our producer, and Effie James, my color guy. I am Brian Skowronski, saying so long for tonight.